it's Olivia from Girlybunches, and in this week's video I'm going to be doing this lovely textured stitch. As you can see, it's really luxurious and I can get my fingers in there, and it just looks fabulous. It's called the Astrakhan stitch. I'll put that on the screen, and it's also on the title of the video, so you've already seen it. But it's also known as the sheep stitch, I think it's called, and maybe the lamb stitch. I think that's the other names for it. It's a great stitch for texture, as you can see, and I'm thinking it'd be great for hair if you were making a dolly. Or I'm really thinking that you could probably go to town with this stitch, because you could really change the way it looks. It looks quite uniform at the minute, but because these are all the same number of stitches, but I think you could do different number of stitches and you could get a more messy kind of look. So if you were making doll's hair, for example, you could, because that all kind of looks very uniform, doesn't it? So you could probably start off shorter, make these longer to make like a shaped hairstyle. Just thinking, you know, ways that you could play around with this. So I'm going to get on and show you how to do this stitch. Right, so I've started off with a number of chains, and in this pattern it can be any number of chains. It really doesn't matter, which is one of my favourite ways to start. It doesn't matter. That's always a nice way to start, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to start off by doing a row of trebles. So I am British and I use British terminology, so you may know trebles as a double crochet, but we want to do one treble into the fourth chain from the hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, and to this one here is my trebles. Again, you may know this as a double crochet, and is in with most of my videos, if not all of them. I've got links up here and in the description box down below to another video that will explain the differences if you've never heard that difference before. Got that out of the way. Right, so I'm literally just doing trebles all the way across here, and if you've never done a treble before, it's just put the yarn over the hook, put the hook into the stitch, grab some more yarn and pull it through. So you'll have 3 loops on your hook, and then you grab some more yarn and put it through the first 2 stitches on your hook, and then grab some more yarn and put it through the last 2 stitches. So that's all I'm doing here, and it doesn't matter what number of stitches we're doing along here, it's all good. So okay, so we've got our row of trebles, and we are not going to turn the work this time. We just keep working across the front. So I'm now going to make 7 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, 6, 7. And now what we're going to do is work in the opposite direction. So if you're left-handed, you're going to work towards the left, and if you're right-handed, you're going to work towards the right. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to bring my chains down, and into the next stitch along to the one that we just worked in, I'm going to work into the front loop only. So if you don't know the difference, normally there's 2 loops to the top of the stitch, but this is the front loop and that's the back loop. So in this case we're just going to work into that front loop there, and I'm just going to do a slip stitch through both of those, and there you go, there's your loop made. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just going to bring my chain down and into that next stitch along. Again, if you're left-handed, that will be on the left-hand side. If you're right-handed, it's on the right-hand side. And I'm just going to grab the yarn and pull the loop through both of those loops, and that makes my loop on my front of my work. So I'm going to do that all the way across, and I'll come back when I get to the end. So I've gone all the way across now, and I just need to do one more into my top of my 3rd chain that I did at the start of the round. So you can just see there's my 3 chains. That replaces my first treble. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're just going to do a slip stitch into that top of that 3rd chain there. It's a bit fiddly to see, but I'm actually going into there. Don't know if you can see that there, that chain there. It's quite forgiving, this stitch. If you're not very good at having straight edges, then you really won't be in trouble here, because it gets nicely covered up by all these lovely loops. So now we need to do our 3rd row, and I'm just going to chain 3, and now I'm going to work a treble into the back loops of all of the stitches that I've already worked. So if I can find that for you, there it is, there's my back loop there. So I just work my treble into my back loop, because we only worked on the front loops coming forward, and now we're going to work into those back loops there. If I can get a close up on the next one that I do. There's my loop there, so I'm just going to put that into there, the hook into there, and work my treble. So as you can see, it's nice and simple, and you can work it up quite quickly, and it's obviously nice and thick. So I'm just going to get to the end and just do a couple more showing you the loops. Tuck that down out of the way. And the last one on the end there. Okay, so I'm ready to come back again, remembering we're not turning the work, and remember, if you're left-handed you're going to work to the left-hand side, and if you're right-handed you're going to work to the right-hand side. So I'm going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, bring my chain down, and I'm going to do my slip stitch into the front loop of the next stitch along. Chain 7, and then bring my chain down and work into that front loop of the next stitch along. I'll just do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, bring my chains down and work into that front loop of the next stitch along. And that is it, and you just keep going in the same way. So if I come back to my sample, it's just a question of keep repeating those rows, and if I lift up those loops there, you can see there's the trebles underneath. So you just keep going for whatever length you want, for whatever height you want. I can imagine this would be nice on the maybe a cuff on your cardigan or jumper that you're making, or just to decorate something that you've already made. Yeah, just a really nice little textured versatile stitch, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up. That would be great. And if you haven't subscribed, why not hit that subscribe button underneath, and if you hit the little bell symbol, that means you'll get a notification when I've uploaded a new video. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!